we are going to definitely save lives, that's what counts at the end of the day.
The Who is Hussain Foundation. Their latest campaign, potentially a world record breaking campaign.
Tens of thousands around the world giving blood.
Over 37,000 donations worldwide.
The project was certainly the most multifaceted project I've ever worked on within the organisation, and probably in my life as well. When Mohammed Sheikh first approached us with the idea of breaking a world record for blood donations in one day, I thought, cool, that's quite an ambitious one.
I was laying in bed one night and I just got thinking about about coordinating a global blood donation project. Understanding how Who is Hussain work, having the connections, but also like knowing that they've got the infrastructure globally to execute this.
We had to think about the medical side of things, and it's great that we have 2 doctors as part of our team.
Blood donation is extremely important, and the reason for this is because there's a continuous need for it. So whether that's in emergency cases such as trauma, post-delivery, for maternity care, or for blood disorders, for cancer treatment, or even end-of-life care.
I was really excited. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity for us to make a huge impact in the world, and it speaks to the values of Who is Hussain, of compassion, of selflessness, and of community.
The organisation, what it represents, is trying to teach people about Hussain ibn Ali by sparking that question, who is Hussain? One blood donation could save 3 people's lives, and the Quran says, save one life, save is as if you save the whole of humanity, but also we could get the message of Hussain ibn Ali.
And the more he explained it, the more intrigued I got.
Okay, how are we going to pull in people? Is it marketable enough? And from there, it actually got to a place where I was like, you know what? Maybe it could be a world record attempt.
I thought about it, discussed it with Fatima, who's the head of our global teams.
So I initially received a call from Muntadir. At first I was very confused and a little bit skeptical because the number was huge.
And whilst at the time it was really, really exciting, I think it quickly dawned upon us just how intensive this campaign was going to be and how much resource was going to be needed to be fed into it. I think the first sort of official meeting we had as what we referred to as the central team, which is the headquarters of the Who is Hussain Foundation, took place towards the end of the summer of 2021. I think people were a little bit daunted. We definitely had some people that were skeptical, like Mariam.
Anytime the campaign was mentioned early on, I just was getting like severe anxiety thinking about all of the work that would need to go into place for this to work out.
Because it was always great to have people that will challenge the view and not just sort of, nod along.
So first we did a first round of research with the teams. For example, France, Bangalore, Texas, Pakistan, Tanzania, to find out what their thoughts were on it. Did they think that this would be a good campaign?
We had to think about the marketing, the budgets, and the fundraising to be able to accommodate for those budgets.
Mohammed Damji was actually someone I'd worked with and a very intelligent guy. And I remember I managed to pin him down for a phone call.
Fundraising for Who is Hussain is an interesting and exciting part of the organisation. This campaign, however, had a unique aspiration to it. It had an element of hope, and it had a beacon that people could see in the distance, a light at the end of the tunnel.
I had to schedule in some of the press releases that had taken place, and also interviews that were happening with different media organisations.
I thought it was really powerful to have Who is Hussain represented speaking about blood donations on LBC. In this country, LBC is the source of many people's news and opinion.
One of the best moments of the entire campaign was being given a slot to do an interview with James O'Brien on LBC. It was fantastic because James has spoken at one of our events before and is very supportive of the organisation.
Hussain's example here shines through the centuries.
So this was a fantastic opportunity for us as the organisation to not only talk about what it is that we were doing, but also gave us the opportunity to talk about Hussain ibn Ali himself.
I came across a charity a few years ago called Who is Hussain? And their latest campaign is potentially a world record breaking campaign. It is an attempt to break the world blood donation record to save lives. I'm joined by the director of the foundation, Muntazir Rai, and by the head of relief at the Who is Hussain Foundation, Dr. Sayada Maraji, who's also a GP. And I'll ask you first, Muntazir, what exactly is it that you're trying to achieve and why?
Thank you very much for having us on. We're trying to get 50,000 people to donate blood on one calendar date. That's going to be
myself and Sayeda, who is not only a doctor but also the head of our relief arm of the organisation. We're given the opportunity to speak to James.
What is it about the current climate that makes this such an urgent mission?
Well, currently, we've seen all over the world, we've seen a huge shortage of blood. So it's not just in the UK.
But I think the best moment was when he actually allowed us to answer the question, who is Hussain?
But most people listening won't know, they won't know who Hussain is, Muntazir. So who is he, and what is this organisation that you've built in his name?
essentially, Hussain was the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad, so he lived 1400 years ago. He's by far somebody who is incredibly inspirational, someone who people of all faiths can take from, someone who's clearly inspired us to do incredible work.
It meant that we had prime time, listeners who were able to actually hear who Hussain ibn Ali is.
I think that was a fantastic opportunity for us as an organisation to have national press coverage, to go on air and to talk about such an important topic, to raise awareness about blood donation, to try and recruit people for the day to come and donate blood, and to also raise awareness about who is Hussain and the organisation and what it stands for.
That's amazing. I mean, if they pull that off, that would be 50,000 blood donors across 6 continents, which would save the lives potentially of 150,000 different people. So
this campaign was unique. It covered 5 continents, it covered 27 odd countries, and it involved harnessing everyone's work on a single day.
To do a world record is not an easy task. And my job effectively was to kind of streamline and create a system which would work efficiently, seamlessly, sort of a lot of intense work.
My main responsibility was to overlook the marketing for the campaign. That involved the whole branding side of things, because we had to create a specific and separate brand for the Global Blood to Heroes campaign. Content creation, that was a large part of it. It just meant the content side of things needed to be really, really good and really enticing in order for people to actually sign up to the campaign.
So for those roles, the head of IT, the head of marketing, Hussain had incredible pool of talent there, Ayaz, Mariam, etc. But for the other roles, they're very niche roles, and there's a certain type of person that you need. And we managed to really put an incredible team together. So we had Haider, who came in leading North America.
So within the teams, especially the Americas team, I think we had regular catch-ups. We needed to bring the idea to life. So have catch-ups every couple of weeks, ensuring that they've got their teams in place, starting the conversation with the blood donation organizations, and just ensuring that the work that they're doing is up to track.
I was coordinating the whole of Canada and making sure that they were able to have as many blood donations on the day as possible.
So many talented people coming together, and again, it just re-emphasized the fact that we can make this world record, we can break this world record attempt.
People were hugely generous, incredibly supportive, and willing to come on board with that vision that we had. And that team effort, that collective effort, really paid dividends.
All of this, put together meant that I really had to constantly think about where people were fitting in, how to manage them, making sure that we were running on time with our timelines, and I guess really just keeping a cool head as best as I could.
what challenges we faced throughout the camp. How much time do we have? I mean, there were so many different challenges every single step of the way. I mean, sometimes people would drop in and out of the campaign. Sometimes people had an amazing idea to do something and then it didn't come through for one way or another.
I think the thing I most struggled with was I'd have to create a lot of different templates and collateral for the campaign, and thinking about just the amount of workload that was required.
The biggest challenge with creating the content for this campaign was that we have to remember that there are so many taboos and concerns across many different cultures, many different ideas about blood donation and worries, and trying to create content and information that addresses all of these different groups, making sure it's culturally sensitive and addresses their worries was the biggest challenge.
You know, Muntazer and I kind of discussed regularly on a daily basis, like, are we going to be able to launch or not?
I do remember there were times where I was speaking to Red Cross Australia at about 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. In the UK, and then ending the night with speaking to the America teams at around 10:30, 11 p.m. at night. So they were very long days, long weeks, weekends, nights.
Other aspects that were really challenging was the idea of having to work with so many blood donation organizations around the world and getting them to actually buy in.
But the level of complexity in terms of each organization has got a different structure. They've got different IT systems, they've got different booking systems, and trying to integrate that all into our own system, which we're trying to coordinate with probably another 100 blood donation organizations around the world. I think for me, that was the part that I probably initially didn't appreciate how complex and how difficult this would be.
It's not easy to kind of take a system which is going to be operating worldwide with different teams and, you know, different requirements, and then kind of making it in a way where it works for everyone at the same time.
It certainly wasn't smooth sailing. We had enough energy, enough passion and belief to really start planning and going full steam ahead, and starting to create departments, divisions, roles, structures, timelines and milestones that would actually map out from that first meeting all the way through to the day of the event. No, for sure, it's going to be really, really difficult to achieve this. That doesn't matter. The point is, we're going to do something amazing. We are going to definitely save lives. That's what counts at the end of the day. If we thought the run-up to the event was going to be difficult, the day off the event was something else.
All of that has culminated today, and all of that is what we're here for. We're here for saving lives. We're here to break that world record. 150,000 lives that we're up to saving.
What was interesting was that us as the core team, or the project leadership team, and the wider sort of central team, we had to make sure that we were, you know, on duty pretty much the entire time.
So the day of the campaign, I was literally awake for 24 hours throughout the whole campaign. We had a solid plan online where we were featuring different teams as they were going live with their campaign.
I remember when this was an idea 18 months ago, and then on the day of the campaign, just opening first thing in the morning social media, what was just an idea, seeing people all around the world. Seeing how an idea 18 months ago actually materialized into something was absolutely amazing to see. And I saw people coming in, different cultures, different age groups, different ethnicities, different religious groups, whatever it was, people came in and started to donate for this one amazing cause to break the world record.
I was so excited about the whole day and just seeing what was going on in each of the different centres and the teams, extremely exhilarating and exciting.
We had over 2,000 volunteers worldwide. We had about 27 countries, 153 cities participate, and we used about 390 venues. But this excludes, the blood donation organizations and their staff. So there was a lot of people there to help.
We are getting messages from well-wishers, we're getting messages from participants, we've got images, we've got updates, we've got numbers coming in that are unofficial, we've got phones dying multiple times needing to be charged because we got so many things coming in. It was just so adrenaline fueled.
I was in Leeds on the day of the blood drive with a member of parliament who came along to look at some of our work, to discuss some of our work, and to understand more about what we do. We were covered by the ITV News.
People who've given blood in Leeds today could find themselves helping to break a world record. The charity Who is Hussain has been behind an attempt to bolster blood stocks which are in short supply.
It might be you tomorrow that needs blood, and you'll be regretting that you didn't donate that blood. But it was really, really exciting to see people ask questions about who is Hussain, and for us to be able to tell them and inspire them with the same message that has inspired us.
Well, of course, the press side of this was going to be huge because we are trying to break the world record, and of course the press were really interested, and we garnered national and international press, which was really exciting.
A world record attempt is underway across 6 continents for the most blood donations collected in one calendar day.
चूंकि Who is Hussain organization
Who is Hussain के उन्वान से
ni mu gihe umuryango Hussain Ninde,
the number of potential lives saved.
Who is Hussain, the social justice movement behind the blood drive.
The social justice organisation Who is Hussain is behind the record attempt.
Break the world record for blood donations as part of a worldwide drive.
Joining me to do that is Dr. Mohammed Kakiye, GP and a trustee of the charity.
On the day, we had a number of film crews filming, and of course we had them in the donation centres with us.
We've got 350 cities in 20 countries, crossing 6 continents.
As difficult as it was for the central team here in the UK to deal with logistics, marketing, PR, and all the other things that came with this event, I can only imagine how difficult it must have also been for our teams working around the world.
I was in Pakistan on the world record attempt day, and I started the morning off from I think about 3 a.m. We started off in Islamabad. And around 12 p.m. I started to make my way down to Lahore, which is about a 5-hour drive. Now on to Lahore, where we've got about 10 camps. So I'm going to try and visit probably around about maybe 4 of the main ones, where 80% of the total Lahore target will be. And I remember just being on that drive, and I'd seen what had happened in Islamabad. I heard about the flooding that took place in Karachi and those parts of Pakistan. And I remember just sitting there and I was like, you know what? Like, I for whatever reason, I just don't think we're going to be able to break this world record. And at that point, I remember calling Muntazir and Fatima separately and just letting them know. But for me, it was so beautiful because they just said to me, both of them, separate phone calls. They said, you know what? Even if we don't, Muhammad, it doesn't matter. What we've been able to achieve up until now is so incredible, and in the name of Hussain ibn Ali. So I'm here in Lahore. It's 11:46 p.m. The team has been non-stop, and you know what? We're still going. You can see here, the guys are still coming. We're still getting more volunteers to come in. We could have easily stopped this hours ago, but no, we want to keep going until the final whistle, until that final minute. And I remember I just got off the phone and I was like, you know what? They're right. Whatever ends up happening from now on, we must be proud of even the fact that we've attempted to break this world record.
One thing is breaking the world record, and the other thing is actually getting people to be aware of Who is Hussain and what Who is Hussain does, right?
We all knew what we were working towards. We remained energetic on such an intense and fast-paced event. We are going to definitely save lives. That's what counts.
The real nail-biting moment was waiting for whether we'd broken the world record or not.
I had questions on WhatsApp, emails, phone calls every single day saying, have you broken the record? And I had to tell them, I don't know. And that was quite a difficult position to be in.
I was actually away in Iraq at the time on, ironically, a visitation to Hussain ibn Ali. And internet connection was poor, to say the least. But having heard what was researched on the ground, I thought it was best that we actually just go for it, tribute the gift to Hussain ibn Ali, and actually announce the world record there and then.
I think it's time that we shared the results of the global blood drive. It's very fitting, as I say, that on this day when we remember Hussain, we talk about an act of service in his honour, inspired by him, created by, started by him. The official world record sent us this comment. Congratulations to Hussain on their world record achievement. Setting the new world record for the most number of blood donations is highly commendable, and it's great that it was for such a noble cause. Official world record certifies that on the 27th of August 2022, Hussain has established an official world record in the category Most Blood Donations internationally in one calendar day. The total number of successful blood donations was 37,018. This took place in over 350 locations around the world, across 27 countries and 6 continents. That's the work of Hussain. That's the work of those 2,190 volunteers. Hussain truly inspires us all.
We've spent, I would say, 20 months of our lives focusing on this project, and like for myself, certainly I was dreaming about this world record attempt as well. So to that point, to find out that we've broken it, and just a couple of days having that doubt.
It was a very emotional, surreal, incredible feeling, a nice completed feeling to the blood drive.
My phone just started pinging and there were missed calls, and I was trying to work out what's happening, and the trustee and the director group was saying, we've done it, we've got this news.
I absolutely expected it, because the power of this organisation, it's not measurable for sure.
Best moment of the campaign has got to be the celebratory dinner. First of all, it gives me massive pleasure to stand before you, not because we'd won or because we'd broken the record. It was a real great opportunity to say thank you to everybody that got involved, especially those people that are part of the core team, the project leadership team. It was fantastic to have that as a moment to say thank you to everyone, reminisce over some good times, some challenging times, but also some exciting times.
Being in the room at that dinner where we were able to sit around a table and appreciate the hard work that everyone put in was incredibly inspirational.
We were actually given a wonderful well done and congrats message from James O'Brien.
Astonishing effort involved in breaking that world record, not just breaking it, but smashing it. The most blood donations ever in one calendar day. It also lets people find out more about your organisation and the amazing work that you're doing all the time, all year round, all over the world, not just on the occasion of this epic effort. But well done, everybody. Seriously, you should be extremely proud of yourself.
The reason why I would do this again is because of the number of lives that we saved and impacted. And that, I think, is the true success overall from this campaign.
When we together embody the values, the Hussaini values of compassion, of selflessness, we can really achieve anything.
Great people of note doing fantastic work to serve humanity at large. And that is Who is Hussain in a soundbite.
But what's really important is this is the base of what we should be looking to build on. We should be looking to go bigger and better than this world record attempt.
This organization is sometimes considered to be a small organization, but the reach that we have is massive, and this project is evidence for it.
Across 6 continents, 27 countries, more than 150 cities, more than 100 blood donation organizations, more than 300 donor sites, more than 2,000 volunteers, more than 37,000 blood units collected, more than 111,000 potential lives saved, and a world record broken!
The success of Global Blood Heroes shows that the power of Hussain is unmatched. There will be a time when truth and justice will win, and the love of Hussain will be the catalyst.